If you're a dog owner, you already know the struggle, right? The constant shedding, those impossible tangles, and just so much fluff everywhere. Well, today we are going to cut through all of that confusion. We're going to give you a simple guide to getting a perfect, healthy coat for your dog without all the stress. Does this look familiar? Just a constant battle against a tidal wave of fur? You brush and you brush and you brush, and it feels like you're not even making a dent. I promise you, you're not alone, and there is a much, much easier way. And this is it. This is the secret. The solution isn't about brushing harder or doing it for longer. It's about being smarter. You know, I used to spend an hour fighting my dog's coat with the wrong brush, and it barely did anything. Then I switched to the right tool, and suddenly a 10-minute session was more effective. It's a total game changer. Okay, so let's dive right into this. We're going to break it all down into the 3 main coat categories. That way, it's going to be super clear and actionable for you and your furry best friend. So, this little chart here, this is our entire game plan. Just look at how each coat type has its own specific challenge and a tool category to match. For short coats, it's all about massage and removal. For medium coats, we're focused on detangling and deshedding. And for those incredible long coats, we need tools that can penetrate and trim. It's pretty simple when you see it laid out like this, right? Let's kick things off with short coats. First up are short-coated pals. Now, you might think they're pretty low maintenance, and in some ways they are, but they definitely have their own unique needs to keep their skin and coat healthy and super shiny. We're talking about breeds like beagles, boxers, and of course, pugs. So if you've got one of these guys at home, listen up. Their grooming is really straightforward, but doing it the right way makes a massive difference. So here's the magic combo for shortcuts. A rubber curry brush is your #1 tool. Those soft rubber nubs, they massage the skin, they stimulate all the natural oils that create a beautiful shine, and they grab onto loose fur without ever scratching their skin like a wire brush might. Then you just follow up with a shedding blade to gently sweep away all that hair you've loosened up. And hey, if you're looking for a specific recommendation, the Kong Zoom Groom is a huge fan favorite. Its design makes it really comfortable to hold, and honestly, most dogs absolutely love the massage-like feeling it gives them. Okay, but what about dogs with a little more fluff? Yeah, for medium and long coats, we need to bring in what I call the dynamic duos. These are tool combinations that are specifically designed to handle multiple layers of fur. Just think of those gorgeous golden retrievers, those adorable corgis or spaniels. Their coats have that protective top layer, but also a really dense, fluffy undercoat. And let's be real, that undercoat is the source of all that shedding. For these dogs, you absolutely need a 2-step process. First, you're going to use a slicker brush to work through any of those daily tangles on the surface. Then you bring in the heavy hitter, a de-shedding tool like the famous Furminator. This thing gets deep down and safely removes all that loose undercoat before it even has a chance to cover your entire house. And trust me on this one, when you start properly de-shedding your medium-coated dog, your floors, your clothes, and especially your vacuum cleaner, they will all be eternally grateful. All right, and now for the absolute showstoppers, the poodles, the Afghan hounds, and Old English sheepdogs. Their coats are just magnificent, but they require serious commitment and some very specific tools to prevent painful matting. So here's something a lot of people get confused about: the pin brush versus the slicker brush for long coats. Here's the deal. Think of the pin brush with its long polished pins as your primary detangler. It gets deep into the coat, all the way to the skin, without snagging or breaking the hair. The slicker brush, that's your finisher. It's perfect for smoothing out the surface and fluffing up the coat once all those deep tangles are gone. When you're investing in a tool for a long-haired dog, quality really, really matters. A high-quality pin brush, like one from a brand like Chris Christensen, is literally designed to glide through hair without causing breakage, which makes the whole experience just so much more pleasant for your dog. Trimming is also just a reality for these dogs, and a good cordless clipper is an absolute game changer. It gives you that freedom of movement you need for those sensitive, tricky areas like the face and paws. And here's the pro tip. Look for a low-noise model from a trusted brand like Andis or Wall. A quieter clipper means a less stressed-out dog, which makes the whole process easier for both of you. Okay, so we've covered all the coat-specific tools. Now let's talk about the universal must-haves. These are the items that every single dog owner should have in their grooming toolkit, no matter what kind of fur their pup is rocking. These are your non-negotiables.
a super absorbent towel to make bath time way less chaotic, a nail grinder for stress-free paw care, and ergonomic brushes that save your own hands and wrists during those longer grooming sessions.
You might not think a towel makes a huge difference, but a quality, quick-dry microfiber towel can genuinely cut your drying time in half. Seriously, think about that. Half the time spent chasing a wet dog around your house. That's a huge win.
And here's something to keep in mind for your own comfort, too: ergonomic brushes. You're seeing brands like Burt's Bees really focusing on designs that fit well in your hand because they know if you're comfortable, you're way more likely to be patient and thorough. It's a total win-win for you and your dog.
So we've gone over all the tools, but I really want to end on what I think is the most important point. This whole process, it's about so much more than just making your dog look good. It's a fundamental part of their health and their well-being.
Here's the real why behind all of this. First, regular brushing distributes their natural skin oils, which keeps their coat healthy. Second, it prevents incredibly painful mats, which can pull on the skin and cause serious discomfort, even infections. And third, and this is critical, it gives you a chance to regularly check their body for any new lumps, bumps, or skin issues you might otherwise miss.
And please remember, the goal here is to make this a positive bonding experience. Keep your sessions short to start, always be gentle, and use plenty of high-value treats and praise. You want to turn grooming time into a special time that you both actually look forward to. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. After everything we've talked about today, what does your current grooming routine and your current toolkit really say about your dog's overall health and comfort?